Hi Aquarius, we are going to do a love reading for you, but we're going to do the ancient spread of draw in a cross. It's also known as the Four Winds spread. And what we're asking in this reading is, what is the purpose of what you're going through right now? What is the purpose of this person's appearance in your life, or this experience? This reading, I want to focus on those of you who are sort of fed up and wondering why. Why has this person entered my life, or why did they leave? So whether you're with them or not, if you're focused on one person and you're wondering, what is the point of all of this? This is definitely your reading. So, this spread is an ancient spread. It focuses on what we know as the four functions of consciousness, which a lot of people associate that with Carl Jung, but actually it goes as far back as the 1600s. Now I'm hoping that the grammar nannies and grammar daddies can help me out with this. I hope I'm pronouncing this person's name right. Leibniz. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Somebody can correct me on my phonetics there. Anyway, so this is a very, very ancient spread. It's called Draw in a Cross, or the Four Winds. And again, the question that we're asking is, why is this person in your life? What is the purpose of this? So this spread uses only major arcana. I am going to get an oracle card from the Lenormand deck to give us a hint and one rune. What is the purpose of this connection, please? Can we have an accurate draw in a cross? For Aquarius, what is the purpose of this connection, please? What is the purpose of this connection, please? What is the meaning? What is the purpose of this connection, please? We're going to let that card. Okay, so 2 came out. I'm going to get a rune. Where did my runes go? Oh, there we go. What is the purpose of this connection, please? What is the purpose of this connection, please? Ooh. So that one fell right on the floor. Okay, what is it? Oh my goodness. Okay, Yibo. Whoa. We have the stork and the clover. So this is about two people relocating. But that could be metaphorical, and that generally I see as luck. I am going to pause the tape and meditate on this for a moment. There is definitely a very solid purpose of this connection here. It may well be. It looks like, I mean, some of you right now who know runes would be screaming at me. The purpose of this connection is for you to come together. Let me just pause the tape for a moment. So I'm seeing two possible purposes. One is the literal meaning that you two will come together and relocate. But for others of you, this could be a twin flame connection that does not come together in this lifetime, but there is some kind of a gift. And I believe that's a lesson learned. So it could be a spiritual lesson that they're learning from you, or you from them. And here's why I say this. The card combination of the stork and clover means taking one's transition lightheartedly, changes that don't bring lasting change. So it may be that if you decide to walk away from this person, or if for some reason it doesn't come together a gift has still been given. And I believe that would be some kind of a spiritual lesson. It could come together. I'm not sure, but that's just the way I'm seeing it right now. Hang in there. Let's just go through the spread and see what we get. All right. All right. So if you're interested in doing the spread on your own, this is where you can sort of write down how the spread is done. Okay. So the first, I'm going to do it exactly the way that Vincent Bassini does it, because I believe that, so the first position is actually in the West, and it is the sort of the spiritual knowledge, or the real truth. It's truth without resort to the intellect. That's what they say. So it's what's in the spirit. What's in the West? Please, what's in the spiritual knowledge for Aquarius and this other person for this union? What's in the West? Wow. Okay. This is going to be really fascinating. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, this is definitely or if you are a Scorpio, and you're cross-watching Aquarius, this is definitely your spread here. All right. Now, or if you're ending things with your twin flame, where they have ended. What is in the East, in the sensing, in the senses, in the manifest? What is in the East? What is in the East, please? How is the 3D enjoyed or experienced? What is in the 3D for this union here? What is in the 3D for this union? It may take, okay, there we go. Wow. 2 major arcana cards of Scorpio, by the way. All right. The third position is the North. This is what's in thinking, what's in the thoughts. What's in thinking, what's in the thoughts. What's in the North for Aquarius and this person? What's in the thoughts? What is in... Okay, we've got 2, so we're just going to take them. The Lovers and the Sun. Wow. Okay, and now what's in the feelings? What's in the South? What's in the South, please? Sorry, what is in the South? What's in the South? The Emperor. Now, at the very end, I will tell you how we calculate the outcome. But first, we have to read this spread. This looks very fascinating. Just as a little anecdote here, the first thing that I noticed, at the bottom here, we have the Emperor. For some reason, I believe this is your person. This card is all about control, so you could be dealing with a very controlling person. But just look at the number 4 up there. That's his the Emperor's major arcana card is number 4. Over here, we have the Death card, and what's on that flag is the Tudor rose. There is the history behind this card. Some people believe that Tudor rose is there to signify the War of the Roses, which was a war between 2 rival dynasties, 2 royal houses, believe it or not. And it was won by Edward the Fourth. I just, right off the bat, I just noticed that. Anyway, so you could be dealing with a very controlling person who wants to win. All right. So the names Edward or Elizabeth could be significant to you. So by the way, if you're wondering who won the War of the Roses, initially, it was between the Tudor family and the Lancaster family. Initially, it was Edward who won the War of the Roses. So really, it was the Tudor family. But after that, the Lancaster and Yorks were united. So really, the war ended by a unification. Now that could be some kind of a theme here. Anyway, Let's start looking at what's going on. We're going to start with the first position, which is spiritual truth. In other words, what is true without resort to the intellect. And we've got death. So it's like a transformation. So on a very mundane level, one of you, and why do I feel like it's your person? And the reason why I believe it's you teaching your person a spiritual lesson here is simply because I feel that your person is down here and this person is focused on control. It's a very no-frills king, but he is mostly, or she is mostly concerned with control. Okay, it's not someone who is on the first level of the tree of life. You guys are the fool. There are only 3 archetypes. Please don't equate that with Meghan Markle's show, because her show really should be called Stereotypes. It has nothing to do with archetypes. Anyway, there are only 3 archetypes which are on the tree of life. They are you, the fool, the magician, and the high priestess. You can't get any higher. The higher above that is Keter, is spirit. So I don't feel that you are the one learning the spiritual lesson, although you may be picking up extra knowledge from this experience with your person. But I do believe in general it's your person that's going through a transformation, which would make sense here. Because, so the spiritual truth, the real truth, is about transformation here. Even though this person initially won the war, it followed with a unification of the dynasties, the families that were engaged in war for about 30 years, and it was a terrible, bloody war. So if you've been going through a terrible relationship, there is a massive spiritual gift and ascending that is going on with your person because of this. Let's clarify. Let's get some cards to clarify. So, in other words, even though something may be over with, the real truth, so that's what's, the intellect tells you, oh, well, it's over. Someone might say, oh, well, the relationship failed. No. The spiritual truth is that a great transformation has taken place. And remember that in this card, it's dawn. Do you see the sunlight up there? It's dawn, a new day is beginning. And this card is also associated with the ending of the way that things were being ruled. And in this card, in the original card, there is an evil French king who did some very terrible things to the Knights Templar, who is being trampled on by this horse. You can actually see his body on the ground in the original card. It's hard to see in this card. So some say that Edward Arthur Waite meant to show that this is the revenge, because this horse and this person on the horse, it happens to look like a Knights Templar. The card represents the Knights Templar coming back from the dead and defeating the French king who rounded them up, tortured, and murdered them. But, sorry, this sounds like a terrible thing. But what I'm saying is that you, even though this relationship may have failed, your person has gone through some kind of a massive inner transformation. So it was not a waste. You have done some massively important spiritual work in this lifetime on this person, even if it just looks on the outside like something's over, and even if it was a bloody battle. Let's get a few cards to clarify this. Can we clarify death, please? in position number 1 as the spiritual truth. Can we clarify death as the real spirit? Wow. Look at this. Look at this victory. And have a look at the 2 laurel wreaths. 1, 2. 2 victories. And a chance to begin again. So there may be an opportunity for this to have a fresh start. So there has been a victory here. So I just think that's just confirmation of how we interpreted that. This person may want a new beginning with you after this transformation. All right. So the next position is the East, is in the senses, what's being sensed. Is it any wonder that we have the card of Judgment? So what your person may be experiencing is some karma. Also a dramatic wake-up call. Here we have something that is being raised from coffins there. The lesson in this card, of course, this is Archangel Gabriel. He is blowing the horn of spirit, blowing the horn of the esoteric. In other words, the focus in this card is on the power of spirit, of God, of whatever your God is. It is more powerful than money. This person is focused on control and the 3D things that exist that he can hold hot in his hand. But you see, perhaps what your emperor had to learn is, can money raise a person from a coffin? No, but spirit can do the impossible. So the spiritual lesson that is being experienced in the 3D, your person may be experiencing karma, which led your person to hear this wake-up call. This person may be realizing that money isn't everything, control isn't everything. If this person had only prayed, had only relied on their intuition, on spirit, they could have won you over. The relationship could have been raised from these coffins. It still can. Let's get a card to clarify what is being experienced, what is in the senses. Yeah. So I feel, look, and underneath the deck is you, the star, still trying to do your spiritual thing, trying to nourish both spirit but your person, you see, probably resisted the wake-up call. This is often someone, they're very strong, they're very powerful, but very stubborn. There could be 6 opinions there coming at this person. No, they're right. Everyone else is wrong, they're right. They do win, though. They do win in the end. And this person won. So I just feel that it's quite possible that your person, what you're experiencing is that your person is resisting the calling, resisting the spiritual lesson. Okay. They may also be resisting an ending here. You may have had to end things in the 3D. They're resisting it. If there's karma coming toward them, they're resisting it. So you could be dealing with a Leo, any fire sign over here. Strong Leo, Aries, Scorpio, as I said. What else do we have? Gemini, Virgo. Now then, the third position is what's in the intellect, logic, thought, thinking. Now, in this ancient spread, it is pointed out that down here, which are the feelings, which we're going to deal with last, these feelings are often affected by thinking. So what I'm seeing here is that this thinking is the thinking of your person, because your person is down here. The person who is doing the feeling is affected by the thinking. So what's going through your person's mind, I believe, is a massive epiphany here with the sun. What is the epiphany? It's pretty clear that you were the right choice, that they love you, that they should have, because in this card, the woman chooses correctly. She looks to spirit to ask who is the correct spiritual choice. In this card, they sort of have it fooled up. I'm going to get out the original card so I can show you what I'm talking about. So in the original card, I want you just to look at how the woman is looking up at Archangel Raphael there, because she is interested in, is this man the right spiritual choice? He is looking at her. So he's looking at, her body. She's looking more to wanting to know if this person is the right spiritual choice. Why am I saying this? Because these are the thoughts of your person, and it's paired with a realization. So I think that this is part of the spiritual lesson. This is what your person is now thinking. A massive realization here, that they should have gone with their heart, with spirit. There is a saying about the Lover's card, to deny a spiritual connection is wrong. It's that bold, the statement, and it's unlike Waite to say very clear things like that. In other words, your person may have chosen wrong. They may have chosen something material, or physical, who knows. Or they may simply have not thought for the connection. Perhaps there's a difference in religion. Perhaps your families were at war. There was some reason why, if they haven't chosen you or they're not choosing you, it could be because they are not choosing with their heart. They're not choosing the right spiritual choice. Just as an explanation as to why I prefer to use the Rider-Waite deck, I was trying to show you the evil French king who was trampled on in the death card there, and you can't see it in the Baroque deck. And here he is. Do you see how there is a king lying on the ground? That the horse, the symbolism there, that is supposed to symbolize a French king who issued an order for all of the Knights Templar to be arrested. Some of them were forced to make false confessions, and they were tortured into making false confessions. Some of them refused and simply were tortured to death. It was a horrible thing that the king did. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to the final position, to the feelings. So down here we have your person. Now the Emperor is, in feelings-wise, it's associated with anger. So I'm going to get a card to clarify. This person could be angry with themselves for not choosing correctly. They may still, their feelings may be of wanting to control. But I feel like they're just angry with themselves. Often the Emperor and the Sun can be anger. Death and the Sun can be anger. Death and the Emperor and the Sun, definitely anger. But I feel like they're just angry with themselves. And you can see here what's going on in the 3D. There is a mirror reflection of this family here. And the symbolism is that in this Judgment card, one is looking back on their actions and reviewing what they've done. So may I have a card to clarify what's in the feelings, please? May I have a card? Okay, we've got, yes. On the bottom of the deck, we have loss and destruction. So they may feel lost without you. But have a look at what we just got. The Hierophant, which is all about what the ruling energy, it is the external doctrine of religion. In other words, it's religion with a capital R, religion with no spirit, religion that leads to wars. No spirit here. This can be an abuse of power, someone who is racist. And there we have the card of 10 of Cups. So it could have been someone in their family, or it could simply be, this is why they lost their 10 of Cups. So it's interesting. Now, because we have the 10 of Cups down there, this reading, I feel, is for both situations where this does unify. Okay, because this card here, the only mystery card is this one. Now, this card can be somebody, maybe they're fighting against their family here and standing up for you. But it could also be someone who is fighting against this transformation and against this wake-up call, even though the opportunity to win is there. So it's for both situations. Now, let me show you how the outcome card is calculated. What we do is we take the sum of the major arcana and we keep breaking it down until we get to one number. And so we have 19, we have 6, we have 20, we have 4, and 13. If you keep breaking that number down, it comes down to the number 8, to strength. And let me tell you what I think that means. Instead of giving you the usual meaning from me of what the strength card means, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a few original quotes for the strength card. There is nothing so strong as gentleness, and nothing so gentle as real strength. The lion who breaks the enemy's ranks is a minor hero compared to the lion who overcomes himself. The only thing worthy of you is compassion, invincible, limitless, and unconditional. Hatred will never let you face the beast in man. I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. Opportunities to find deeper powers within ourselves come when life seems most challenging. Strong men can always afford to be gentle. Only the weak are intent on giving as good as they get. God created the cat so that man might caress the tiger. So you get the idea. It's the opposite of an eye for an eye. It's the opposite of what has this person given me? I'm not going to give out anything if he doesn't give me anything. It's the opposite of that. It's the opposite of that. It is the use of unconditional love. So what I believe has happened here is your person has learned something about love. You know, what is it they say that love does not meet you when you're at your best. It meets you when your life is actually in quite a mess. That kind of thing. I strongly believe that the purpose of this connection, the main purpose, while it may still come into union, because I see the Lover's card up there, the main purpose was this transformation, was this wake-up call. And you have gained strength through this. It has made you stronger, this experience. You did not fail. You were absolutely victorious. This was not a waste of time. All right. Thanks, Aquarius. Let me know if it resonated.